Hello, welcome back to the HVAC Budget Channel. We've got yet another exciting budget multi-tool review. This will come in at $30 right now on Amazon. And at that price, this is pretty much a steal. This definitely feels like a really good quality multi-tool. Now, first of all, we have the sort of usual Chinese pouch. That is not a plus, but it does store your bits for you in the back. It's pretty flimsy, so that's a negative. It does come with these bit kits, and the bits are pretty much standard 1/4 inch bits. And the bit adapter, I have to say, does definitely feel like it's better quality than some of the other bit adapters I've had. So I had one where I literally took it out and the magnets pretty much just fell out right away. So that was a negative, where this one seems a lot better made, at least for the moment. All right. So if you see this Nextool, this is going to be the Nextool Sailor Pro. One of the first things you'll notice is it looks just like the Gerber Stratus, and it will have tools that basically copy the Gerber Stratus as well. We have some really nice needle nose pliers. Those meet really well. These are spring loaded. We've got some fairly decent cutters. I was just cutting some thin wire right here, and it cuts through the wire pretty good. No problem there. I am a little puzzled as to why these are not replaceable cutters. It looks like they could be, but Nextool in their wisdom decided not to have those replaceable. All right, so we'll go ahead and fold this up. And just as a reference, I brought my Leatherman Rebar, one of my rebars in here. So this tool is actually fairly small. It is a little bit wider than the rebar, but it is about the same length. So this is not a huge multi-tool, and that's pretty nice to have a smaller size multi-tool as well. One of the things I like about this is that even though the multi-tool itself seems fairly small, the implements are all outside opening implements. They're locking, and most of them are fairly long. So we'll notice that the serrated blade is not that long compared to some other implements. It's just sort of a shorter serrated blade. But for instance, let's go ahead and we will take a look at the Phillips screwdriver. And this is going to be a very long screwdriver. So let's take the rebar again. Just for instance, the rebar has a really nice defined Phillips, and look at that. These are almost the same size, and I think the Nextool is going to be actually a little bit longer. So pretty impressed with that. Some of the implements, like your file, some of the knives are not going to be near as long, but some of these screwdrivers and the awl are actually going to be a lot longer than normal multi-tools. So this fits right into the bit driver, and then you can use any 1/4 inch implements. It's pretty standard on many multi-tools. Now, also, this will fit in pretty nice with the Gerber as well. So if you've got a Gerber MP400, MP6, well, at least the 600, this will fit really nice on there as well for the bit kit. All right, so on this side, we've already seen the serrated knife, and then you have to pull this lock down to unlock these implements. So that way you don't have problems with the implements falling out. So let's go ahead, we can pull this back, and then we've got a file. So the file is going to be fairly small. That's going to be, I guess, a negative. I don't use the file that much, so it doesn't really bother me, but that is going to be a little bit small there. And then we have got on this side, pull the lock back again, we've got a saw. And this saw is actually, it's sort of medium length, I guess. It's definitely not a full-size saw, but it's medium length. And earlier before, I was going ahead and I went ahead and sawed a notch here. Once you get started, actually the saw seems to work fairly well. I'll knock over the camera if I saw it right now, but it actually does a pretty good job. All right, so on this side, we'll go ahead. We'll start out with a knife, and we've got just a plain edge knife since we've got the serrated on the other side. And this seems to do a pretty good job at cutting. Just pretty much your standard knife there. And then we have got, look at this. This is your awl with the eyelet. Look how long that is. Now again, just for reference, let's go ahead and bring the Leatherman Rebar And this actually, the rebar has a pretty long awl as well. One of the longer, or maybe it's more the standard Leatherman size, but look at that. So this is going to be a pretty impressive awl there from Nextool Sailor Pro. So we've got this edge on it, and then it comes to a point, and then you've got your eyelet as well. So, and I guess, just looking at this again, let's see, I've got to unlock this. All right, there we go. And you have your bottle opener on the bottom as well, I guess. So don't want to miss that key important tool. So then we've got this screwdriver. Again, this is going to be a really long implement. A lot of times multi-tools have pretty short screwdrivers. They just maximize on the blades, and then they have very short screwdrivers. But this tool is actually the opposite. Some of the main blades are shorter, but the secondary blades actually are really good length. So if you use your multi-tool more for the screwdrivers, this may very well be the one for you. Now, the scissors sort of have a way of slipping in here. There we go. It does have a nail nick. It is harder to open these implements on camera. So we've got these scissors, and just like other cheap Chinese multi-tools, these scissors work amazing. So I don't want to take too long, but I think some of it has to do with how thin these scissors are, and then the edge of these scissors. So whoever is making these scissors for some of these cheaper multi-tools just is doing an amazing job. So it's really amazing how good these are with paracord, how good these are with paper, with cardboard. I mean, really impressive pair of scissors, actually. And I sort of like that they have this notch here that fits right on there. That's pretty neat. So anyway, just really impressed with that pair of scissors. All right, so final thoughts. The Nextool Sailor Pro for $30, it's worth it. I definitely think it's worth it. Along with the Multi-Force, which goes for around $40, that's probably the best budget multi-tool right now. But this is a close second or third. You got the Sua Pro, that's the multi-tool I reviewed earlier. It's on Amazon. It's for around $20 to $25. You can check that out. But this one right here actually does a really, really good job. So for $30, the Nextool Sailor Pro. Again, Sailor Pro, I'm not sure why they have Sailor in there. It's not really a Sailor multi-tool, maybe because it's colored blue. Who knows? But it's a pretty good multi-tool, and I think it's definitely worth the $30 if you're just starting and you want a budget multi-tool to enter the market. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.